it was like a combination of Toledo from the college in Ohio, and then it was like I don't know, like it was like a name, like it was like I think it was Takeda. I was just watching a random anime. I was like Takeda Toledo, okay, and then that's just how I ended up getting that name.
But right now we have a. Actually, we keep talking about something else. We don't have to talk about.
Yeah,
this.
I don't
We
feel
don't
like
have to
talking about
Pyra,
that.
Mythra, Ditto. What
Hey,
the
so
heck?
like Smash World Tour, how is that all going?
Oh, well, you know, it's cool. You know, anything else.
All right.
This is actually Dimento, not Dimentio.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
Yeah. Got the.
It's hard to not mix up those two.
Yeah, I know. We've got the Alabama team kill going on here.
Yeah, I think MopN unfortunately lost to Jin earlier in that on stream earlier, so it's gonna be MopN versus Dimento. Dimento has been just having a phenomenal losers run throughout this entire bracket, and when you think about it, she's always just been a dominant player in her own right. Has had like really good results in like tournaments such as like Kubite, Blast Off, and even the tournament such as this, and be able to keep this losers run going. Hopefully you can keep it into top 8, and hopefully you can win so I don't feel too bad for losing to you.
Right, say. I played them at Ecolution. It was a. Did I mention this already? It was a type battle, but they're just really good at ledge trapping. But,
Yeah.
You know.
I don't think you actually mentioned it, but yeah, Dimento is just a dominant player in that own right. Sometimes that areas of attendance can definitely hurt you with regards to being PR'd, but like, we have to see how that goes into play. MopN has just been a very great player throughout all of Alabama, ranked 4th on the last PR, probably like now 3rd considering, of course, Joey leaving. But when we get into a lot of those type of plays, sometimes that bracket position just kind of hurts you. And we think about it, like MopN was earlier up against Jin, who is a Pyra Mythra. Now up against another Pyra Mythra. Maybe that bracket luck that you're constantly saying like constantly hurts you is just hurting you even more and more.
There's just no escape, but there's no escape from that edge guard from MopN, right? It's hard to tell them apart.
You guys just gotta get into a similar situation. You just gotta lead that way too moppy. And that's the only way you can like differentiate those two. So thank you to MopN for having a very recognizable name tag. Now the worst thing when you're doing commentary is like when you have like 2 people who have just like completely unrelated name tags. It's just like, bruh, I need to identify you. Like put something, at least anything.
Now we're seeing MopN trying to hit Dimento with everything, keeping them juggled, but you know, the forward air from Pyra took his stock.
Yeah, like really good edge guard situation. MopN got a little bit too comfortable on those edge guards on going low. But yeah, I honestly think this is the losers run mentality. This is sort of the hard thing. This is hard to beat when you're like in the winner's side and you just came fresh for the losers.
Yeah.
Because you're going in from a loss. You're going in from like, yeah, I'm tight after having that happen to me. And now you're up against someone who's won like 5 straight sets so far to get to this position. It's just been to an area which is like, yeah, what do I do exactly? Like, what do I even do to like get into a comfortable area?
We're seeing MopN very rarely go for the Pyra. Seems like he's more comfortable with Mythra, even when it comes to taking the stock. So.
Yeah, one thing I always like to point out with regards down to Pyra Mythras, like you see like some of the best Pyra Mythras in the world, you have to have a good combination of the two. You can't just specialize in one. Like Cosmos is probably the most consistent right now, but like one way so he always will fall flat is just his Pyra is nowhere in the level of his Mythra. And there have been many times where he'll like have people live to way too high of a percentage, and then they'll just come back on him.
Yeah, that could be a dangerous situation.
But MopN can at least get that stock off in this situation. Dimento tried to get some sorts of like momentum coming, but like Dimento's just covering so much of the stage. She's just like, it's just very hard task to go. But hey, MopN's starting to bring it back.
Yeah, piece by piece is how this character usually makes their neutral comebacks.
And this character's advantage state is something to be recognized as well.
Oh yeah.
Looking for the up smash too, kind of getting a little bit too angsty. This actually might be able to work up against Dimento because she actually had like a very big lead at first. But now in a situation like this, oh, the F tilt though?
They're going to live a little bit here. Oh, that was so smart, turning it around to make it hard to edge guard, but
Ooh, that
no
might
way.
Okay, good
Okay,
DI.
still living. Just these awkward situations Dimento is setting MopN up in with these side Bs, but able to find a way out. And you're
Ooh, you're clutch! You are clutch, MopN! Clean up on IO4, Dimento is out up here. Oh, that definitely hurts if you're Dimento.
Yeah.
Like, you were up so hard in that situation.
Yeah, had MopN at 150.
Yeah.
hit him with like side V after side V, forward air. It's like, now I'm just gonna up to you at 90. Yeah.
Yeah. One thing I will say after playing my set with Dimento, that has actually been the one thing I was able to come back against her with. Like, she would either get too comfortable in a situation, and then she would just slowly and slowly edge back on her, and then she would realize way too late, and then she would start throwing out things like that. Like, she would just throw like a random up tilt, or like a random like situation like that. And MopN already has shown himself to be just such a great player in Alabama. That's just that awareness factor, and that's just that adaptation to show that, hey, Toledo can't do it, I sure as hell can.
I definitely see the next level that MopN is at here.
And that is definitely something that, like, if you see MopN like shift into like that like great mentality, when he's like feeling himself, you can tell in his gameplay. But now we're gonna switch it up and take it to Talon City. Widely enough, this is like widely considered like a very, like, I think it's like a top 2, top 3 stage for this character. Of course, those earliest like blast zones on the side, like both of those characters can get early kills off of those positions, especially off of like a down tilt. But like both of them, I think this is an area when it's like a comfort pick. So I can definitely see how this works off. But MopN is just having such a confident start, now playing with a lot more confidence than what we saw at the beginning of that game 1. And we see that like Dimento is just kind of feeling a little bit lost, trying to throw out more options to see what anything will work here.
Yeah, MopN's definitely letting those buttons fly at this point. He's letting his combos go to the full extent that they can. And not overextending though, just waiting for Dimento to pick an option.
And for $5.99, you can be like me.
And just for $5.99 is his edge guard. Oh, and I guess it was a little budget.
No, you got the worst $5.99 character out there. What? You gave me. Like, who's the worst character? I actually have no idea who would be the worst deals. Banjo, yeah, Banjo sucks. Banjo sucks.
Sorry, Banjo fans.
No, like,
great games.
Great games though. Banjo got the best games.
Anti-air though, man, that town really. I mean, you're the same character, so what do you expect? It's gonna work out for both players to a certain extent.
And now, like, here's the thing we gotta mention also when it comes to the Ditto. You aren't battling the character anymore. You're battling the player.
Right.
And at that point, like, how are you doing as a player in these situations? It seems as if MopN just knows what Dimento wants to do. Whereas, like, she wants to burst in, or where she wants to, like, come into other areas. I just think that's coming to a point where MopN has just gotten the adaptations to what Dimento wants to do after that, like, first few stops of game 1. And Dimento hasn't been able to tack into like what MopN likes to do after this change occurred.
Right now she's on like very scary percent, and just that turnaround.
Oh, that should be it. Yeah.
That really kills, man.
Yep. That definitely got to hurt. When you think about it, that game 1 as well being in your favor, now being completely down in counter pick situation. 2-0. MopN trying to change that bad look and get into this next game.
He's fighting against fate right now.
Oh goodness, fate is an ass if we're gonna be like that. But
after this one, we got one more, but we don't have to commentate.
yeah.
I'll go.
But if you do it, they'll raise your pay.
Oh, wait, we're getting paid? We can. Shut your ass up! Shut your ass up! Shut your ass up! Shut your ass up! I thought there was something else going on here.
We're seeing the counterpick to. Is that Dark Pit or Pit? We're seeing the counterpick to one of the angels.
Oh, this is Dimento's old maid.
Oh yeah.
This is actually like what Dimento was first known for.
We're switching off from $5.99 to $59.99.
I mean, $65.99
Oh, yeah.
to this one. So we have to see whether that budget is able to help up in her favor. But yeah, this is actually what Dimento was first notorious for. Like one of the back then was like probably the best pit in the Southeast at the time. And like, people able to beat players such as like Snapback in Tennessee in a lot of areas. So like there aren't many dark pits out there. So like Snapback and Dimento are those ones you gotta be able to watch out for. However, Dimento in recent times is gonna be leading more so than Pyra Mythra. Maybe this is the time we like blow up the old reliable and say like, alright, this is what I gotta do, this is what I gotta change, and this is how I get into this top 8.
It also could be a situation where she realized, okay, MopN is just better at the Ditto, or MopN maybe even a better Pyra Mythra. So there's something that you just won't be able to replicate in this dark pit that
Ooh!
And that's going to be that edge guard punish right there, the air dodge.
Oh no, that's frame one. Once you got that time in, you're just completely done right there. Good awareness coming in from Dimento to get that read and get that stock. However, you gotta at least try to hold off the stage a little bit better. Dimento gonna be going with the forward throw, trying to open up stage just a little bit. But now it's going to a point where MopN, you can't let a lead open up. You don't want to let any sort of light open up in this situation for Dimento.
And that light is just doused for for Pyra's fire right there.
Oh goodness gracious. We're gonna be setting up to a sword position like that. One thing I also see a lot with regards down to a lot of like Dimento's approaches, well actually a lot of MopN's approaches. One thing that like the MopN has yet to really get punished for, and this is just insanely hard to punish on Pyra Mythra in general, is just that burst in there. And one way that like if Pit has to punish that is if you're able to read in the jump, you have nair. Your avalanche to like, trade it with regards to those situations. And it also is to the fact that like Dimento is playing off of reactions, and at that point you gotta switch to reads.
Yeah, the nair actually frame 8, but you wouldn't know it by how fast they move around and position it. It has a long-lasting hitbox as well.
And it also gets shield poke too.
Oh yeah.
Goodness gracious. Everything on this character just screams DLC, dude. Like, you got that Pyra down air. Like, you have all of Mythra's frame data. Then you have just Pyra's kill power.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
They have, I heard someone call it, oh my goodness, I heard someone say they have Sheik's neutral when they can call Ike at any time.
Oh, that's so good. That is so good of awareness as well.
Yeah.
It's definitely a place where this character's working off, but now MopN playing so dominant in this situation.
Is that forward air to F smash?
Yep, good catch from Dimento to get that situation. However, like Dimento now on her winner's livestock, can you maybe take this game, at least get yourself on the board? Please, I need a game 4,
no.
game 5.
No way, no.
Oh, wait.
Oh. I thought that platform was gonna make some magic happen.
I was hoping so, but the magic isn't in us right now. I'm literally praying to the gods, just like here. Like, and honestly, you might as well. You have the fallen angel dark pit, but it's like, all right, I've changed my ways. I've changed my ways. Please let me back. Give me some sort of a buff.
Palutena, give me your light. No.
Where's your goddess now? Where's your goddess now?
Not giving them that down air.
Oh, this is actually scary. Back here, if he's stuck on that stage, like, MopN just holding off that situation. If he just holds that center stage, like, Dimento is just in such a comfortable position to take damage over and over. And one ledge trap, you're done. You're done.
Oh, you're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And good awareness from that situation, and MopN will take it 3-0.
3-0. That's right. You realized it kind of late, but yeah, that's another one.